Good morning, guys. Welcome to SP Streamer Live. I'm your host, Michael Simione, and you follow me on Twitter at SP Streamer. We're finally back. We took a much-needed week off during the All-Star break. Decided to just kind of do nothing. I did write, but decided not to really record or do anything. Take a little break. So that was nice. But we'll be back every morning, at least 4 days a week. This week we'll be here 8 a.m. rest of the way. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to, put them in here, whatever. Shout out on Twitter if you want, and I can answer it the following morning. But we're back. All right, so for today, I'll just run through the streaming chart as usual. We'll grade the 22nd together. And then we're going to just talk about some pitchers on hot streaks. It's actually up on the website right now in the morning read for today's article, but figured I'd just run through it really quick as well. Today will be a little bit of a quicker stream. All right, so let's start for today. Yesterday our pick, Alec Mills, went 4 innings, only like 1 earned run, and he actually had 6 Ks, but he got pulled early. There's a couple errors. He had some unearned runs, so he did okay, but not fantastic. Our shallow league pick, Ryan Yarbrough, he got lit up, man. He's been so bad this year. What a bad call on my part, but I really liked him. Made a lot of sense. Each year he's improving, and then I don't know what's going on with the dude. So that's that from yesterday. All right, so for today, 2 shallow picks. 2 pitchers that you guys know I really like. We got Shane McClanahan going against Baltimore. Baltimore's offense hasn't been good, but then they just hit Yarbrough yesterday. But they really haven't been good, especially not that good against lefties. So I think this makes a ton of sense. Plus, we all know McClanahan's upside, really high swinging and whiff stuff. Pretty good K walk. It's all about him reaching that 5th inning. So we like McClanahan. Scooble's getting Texas. Texas has been brutal coming out of the gate. These numbers are skewed, obviously, because we're coming out of the All-Star break. But, at 18 WR, they're just not hitting, basically. It's hard not to take Scooble in that situation. Although I'd have to double-check. I think his velocity was down his last start, but I'd have to say. And then as for our mean D pick, we're going to go with Dane Dunning against Detroit. We're hoping that he can at least get some strikeouts. So even if he doesn't have that great of an outing, at least he'll get the Ks. And makes a lot of sense. Mike Minor at Milwaukee. Trevor Williams, St. Louis. You don't really want that. Everyone loves Tristan McKenzie. I've never seen so much love for a pitcher ever. But he does go into Houston against Houston, who has been struggling. So this could work out. But I'm just going to wait and see with McKenzie because I want to see and make sure that velocity holds up because that's what it's all about, as my dog agrees. And then another okay option is Tyler Anderson going into Arizona, but they do hit lefties Wells at home. I feel like those weren't even words what I just said. And then Kyle Muller, a lot of strikeout upside there, but he gets the Padres, so that's a little scary. Tomorrow is pretty bad. I guess I'll go Michael Wacha. I apparently love going against Baltimore. I guess I'll go Wacha against Baltimore. I don't know. Brett Anderson against the Royals. He's been pitching well as of late, but the Royals could get hot and scary. Logan Webb, a lot of people like Logan Webb as well. I think he does have good stuff, but he gets the Dodgers in LA. So I feel like you can't really touch that. Penny against the White Sox, nah. You could take a shot at Bumgarner against Pitt. I thought about it, but he's just been so bad, so I just don't even want to go near him yet. Fetty against Miami could work out. But yeah, and then you got Matt Moore, and then Tuki Toussaint, who everyone loves, but again, he goes to the Padres. Brad Keller has been playing better as of late, but he gets Milwaukee. So just not a lot of good options. I would not stream this day if I didn't have to, but I will be. I think looks like I'm going to be going with Wacha for the day. As for the 22nd, we'll just rate these really quick. So you got Josh Fleming going into Cleveland. Cleveland's offense just hasn't been that good. Fleming has struggled at times as well, though. So I feel like this is a mixed bag, but I'm going to go with 6-8 there. Montgomery's going to Boston. Boston's offense is just so dangerous. I'm going to give him a 6-5. You got Kwang Hyun Kim against the Cubs, who we're going to talk about quickly soon. But Kim's really good at home. The Cubs can struggle. That offense hasn't been really good. We'll give this a 6-8 as well. So let's bump him up. The only problem is he's like 40% owned, so obviously we can't pick him as our streamer. We got Adbert Alzolay going against St. Louis. Alzolay looked really good his last outing. St. Louis has been struggling. I really like this high swing strike percentage you see. I mean, the Sierra is nice and low, so he has the ability to – he has the skill set there. So I'm going to have to adjust this, but it's going to be 7-0, and I'm going to have to move the borders here. Okay. Quantrill going against the Rays. He's been all right. I don't know if I really trust him against the Rays, though. I'll just give him a 6-5. Tyler Alexander, probably not going to go 5 innings. So I'm just going to give him a 5 there. And then Detweiler against the Padres. If Detweiler actually pitches, I don't know if they're going to throw him out there after what happened his last outing, which was horrendous. That's like, I feel like I gave that a 2. Although I gave Matt Harvey a 2 the other day. I don't know if anyone noticed. And he pitched a gem, so that didn't really work out too well. All right, so looks like Alzolay will be our main pick. Fleming will be our deep pick. Actually, Alzolay will be our main and shallow. All right, so it looks like it'll be Alzolay and Fleming. I like them. All right, cool. So today, McClanahan, Skubal, Dunning, tomorrow, Waka, and then Alzolay, Fleming for the next day. And we'll kind of see how that all turns out. I feel like these have been a rough couple of days. I think we got a little lucky yesterday, but whatever. We'll just keep pushing through. All right, so we're going to quickly just talk about some guys who have been really hot. These are all from the last month, and basically I just threw out their stats and then some underlying stats. Just a real quick, see what's going on with them. I don't know. I haven't listened to a game where he's pitched. I don't know if it's Willie Peralta or Wiley Peralta. I don't know. Someone let me know in the chat if you can. But in the last month, he has a 0.34 ERA and a 0.79 WHIP, which is absolutely crazy. But it comes with a 0.171 BABIP and 97.1 left on base percentage. So for those who don't know, BABIP, you want to look at the pitcher's career average. It's not going to be 171. I'll tell you right now. Some of the better ones are like maybe mid 2s to high 2s. Like he's due for regression. Left on base percentage averages around, I think, 71 or 72%. He's at 97.1, which is absurd. Pitchers can have high left on base percentages. Like I always talk about Blake Snell when he won his Cy Young. His left on base was like 88 for the year. So, I mean, obviously, if you're a really good pitcher, a really high strikeout pitcher, that could help. But Peralta's not that. He has a 0.34 home run per 9, which isn't sustainable, and a 9.3 K walk percentage, which is just – it's not that good. I think his walk rate is near 10, so he does walk a lot of hitters too. It's just – this isn't going to stick. It's just not something you want to buy into. If you have him and want to keep Ryan while he's hot, sure, why not? Might as well, right? But until he starts to falter, I mean, once he has a bad game, I'll just drop him right away. Kwang Hyun Kim, 1.67 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. Comes with a 240 BABIP and 86.3 left on base percentage. I left that out of the article. I got to edit that. Both are due for regression, but they're not like insane for Kim, especially the BABIP. But it does come with a 5.11 xFIP and a 5.22 Sierra for the month. So again, I really like Sierra because it really talks about skills. Kim is not a high strikeout pitcher. His K-walk is never high. As you can see, it's a 6.3. So I feel like you're constantly playing with fire for him. With him, you're really relying on the defense, really relying on those ground balls. So he's definitely a little dangerous. We obviously don't think Kim's a sub-2 ERA pitcher. So I think he could be sub-4 rest of the way. Probably can be. But he's definitely going to have some ups and downs. I just don't think we're seeing a breakout basically here. Chris Flexen, 1.71 ERA, 1.01 WHIP. Comes with a 239 BABIP, 89 left on base percentage. Again, both due to regress at least slightly. But it does come with a 3.42 FIP, 4.79 xFIP, 4.83 Sierra. I typically really don't actually like to use xFIP unless it's like a pitcher that is super is prone to giving up a lot of home runs, or vice versa, is always really good at suppressing them, because then that could show what they really do. It's hard to use xFIP with Flexen just because he doesn't really have a past in terms of, what we could go based off of, because he came from overseas. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that home run rate. I mean, again, the next line is a 0.57 home run per 9, which is pretty low, but with a 5.1 home run per fly ball rate, which typically isn't sustainable. So I do think we're going to come close to the xFIP. So again, no one really thinks Flexen is this good, but I do think that he can have a sub-4 ERA rest of the way. I just think he's probably closer to like a high 3.9. High 3, I don't know why. Well, high 3.9 doesn't really make sense, but a high 3 ERA pitcher, we'll put it that way. All right, Kyle Freeland, 2.25 ERA and 1.07 WHIP. Does come with a 2.78 FIP, a good BABIP. So both of these work. Looks like this could be sustainable. The problem is the 0.32 home run per 9 in this month probably won't stick for a Coors pitcher, especially because it's getting hot there now. So I feel like the bats are really going to start, hitting there. So I feel like Coors could become an issue, especially if he starts to line up home runs. That could become a problem. 15.3 K walk isn't bad, though. It does have a lot more strikes compared to walks. So I think he's kind of a sneaky ad. I mean, we've seen Freeland go on good runs before. We have seen him tackle Coors before. So this is interesting to me. Again, the ERA comes with things that kind of work behind it. It's just he'll probably let up more home runs, which is probably what will have him regress moving forward from the 2.25 ERA, but slightly interested, I have to say. All right, next guy is Cole Irvin, 2.25 ERA, 0.97 WHIP. That comes with a 3 FIP, a 267 BABIP, a league average left on base percentage, a 4.24 Sierra, which pretty much works. He actually has one of the better fastballs in the league in terms of run value. I don't remember what it is. It's like high negative teens or something, or I think it's actually like top 10 pitch in terms of run value in the league, which is pretty crazy. Decent K rate. I'd be holding on to Irvin. I mean, the guy's just been so good as of late. I think he can pull off like 3.5 ERA rest of the way. Just because also the Oakland's just really good. The Athletics are great at utilizing their pitchers to their fullest and knowing what to do with them. So again, I'd be buying or holding him. So just to recap real quick, Peralta, don't be buying into that. The ridiculous BABIP, ridiculous left on base percentage. The K walk isn't good. Kim will definitely regress. Could he have a sub-4 ERA rest of the way? Potentially, but the Sierra is pretty alarming. The K walk isn't good either. He really relies on those ground balls and the defense behind him. Chris Flexen's kind of middle of the road. I think he'll be okay. But I don't think he's a sub-2 ERA pitcher. I don't think he's a sub-3 ERA pitcher, more like a mid to high 3 pitcher. And then again, Freeland is kind of interesting to me, and Cole Irvin I like as well. So those are just some pitchers who have been really hot in the past month. Any questions, let me know. But yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, for today, we'll reiterate the streamers just real quick. Today we got McClanahan, Screwball Dunning, tomorrow Waka, and the next day we have Alzolay and Fleming. And we're gonna roll with them. We've actually been having a pretty good month. I didn't update the stats from today, but so far this month, our Shallow League picks have a 4.08 ERA and a 14-7 record. Main picks 13-6 record with 3.34 ERA. I don't know why my shallow picks are always perform worse than my main and D picks, but that's just the way it goes. D picks, we have a 4.01 ERA and an 8-7 record. So far we're having a pretty decent month, and we're 19 days into it. So we'll see what happens. We definitely need that to rebound from the month prior, but we've been good pretty much for the rest of the season. So we'll see what happens there. Also, real quick, I just want to mention, I don't know if anyone noticed, I added a year-to-date Sierra to the chart. I talked to Phil Dussault, genius guy has like 2 teams fighting for the overall right now, and one of them is in first for the main event. So the guy's just a really good player, really good with math. And I just kind of talked to him yesterday and asked him, any improvements to the chart, that kind of stuff. And he really likes, obviously, for those who don't know, Sierra's like the best, most predictive stat. But what Sierra's really good at is evaluating skill level of a pitcher, because it really favors strikeouts, favors less walks, differentiates all kinds of balls in play. So it's more about skill set, So he suggested adding that, and I thought it was a good point. So I added that just to kind of give us a little better scope of the skill sets of these pitchers, and maybe that could help us lean one way or the other. So that is added to the chart as well. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Follow us on Twitter, @SPStreamer. Check out our website, spstreamer.com. Follow us on Twitch. If you really like what we're doing, you could either join our membership, which is you could pay for it monthly or yearly. You could check that out on our website, or you could subscribe to us on Twitch too. So if you want to support us, those are 2 different ways. Otherwise, just keep checking in, and I appreciate everyone watching. So yeah, that about does it. All right, guys, have a good day, and